September 14, 1942. The air in a quiet forest clearing in North Africa split with a strange, hissing roar. Soldiers froze. A column of flames stretched over 20 meters, advancing like a living creature. Men ducked, stumbled, and for the first time, the enemy didn't fire bullets, it burned. The flamethrower was not entirely new, but its battlefield debut in World War II was shocking. Infantrymen expected bullets, artillery, and tanks. Not fire that crawled like a predatory animal across the sand. Germany had experimented with flamethrowers as early as World War I, but their effective deployment in North Africa's deserts in 1942 marked a terrifying evolution in combat. The standard Wehrmacht flamethrower, the Flammenwerfer 35, could shoot flames up to 30 feet, lasting only 7 seconds. Not long, but long enough to break morale. It was bulky, awkward, and potentially more dangerous to its operator than the enemy, yet it terrified everyone else. A British officer recalled, "It wasn't bullets. It was like walking into the mouth of hell itself." Troops believed their trenches and foxholes would protect them, but fire didn't negotiate with sandbags. Soldiers abandoned fortified positions in a scramble. Camels in the distance bolted like startled wildlife, and smoke curled skyward in strange, serpentine shapes that seemed almost alive. Reports from a 1942 North Africa campaign show flamethrowers were involved in at least 32 documented engagements, causing psychological casualties far exceeding physical ones. The scent of burning rubber and leather, the radiating heat even before the flames arrived, and the shrill cries of panicked men created a sensory experience that lingered long after the attack ended. German Wehrmacht field manuals outlined flamethrower deployment with methodical precision, while British war diaries frequently noted unseen terror as a common aftermath of these attacks. A young German operator later confessed, "I thought I was bringing victory, but half the time I was terrified my own tank would ignite first." The flamethrower, bulky and ungainly, was the closest thing in the desert to a flamenco dancer on stilts, impressive but awkward. Yet despite its imperfections, the weapon forced soldiers and strategists to reconsider what fear meant on the battlefield. Fire became a weapon of psychology, not just destruction. But when the flames met entrenched Allied forces in Europe, what came next shocked even the veterans who thought they had seen it all. June 22, 1943, Sicily, early morning. Mist drifted over a ridge. Allied troops expected a routine reconnaissance patrol. Instead, a flamethrower hissed, and the horizon glowed like molten gold. Entire defensive positions collapsed in seconds. By now, flamethrowers were not merely instruments of psychological terror. They had become tactical wrecking balls. Dug-in machine guns, bunkers, and pillboxes, previously thought invulnerable, could be neutralized with a single blast. Allied intelligence had underestimated their effectiveness, assuming they would remain a novelty weapon. Reality quickly proved otherwise. An American soldier wrote in his field diary, "We ran, we fell, we crawled, some prayed." No rifle could match that roar. Soldiers expecting cover and control were met instead with a sudden, indiscriminate nature of fire, a force that did not negotiate or pause. Sicilian campaign reports show flamethrower units destroyed or forced surrender from 27 out of 43 fortified positions in under 15 minutes. The heat warped metal, singed sand, and turned the morning fog into something that looked like liquid fire. 85% of soldiers reported acute psychological terror, even if they emerged physically unscathed. Field Marshal Erwin Rommel observed, "These weapons are small in number, but immense in effect." Allied post-battle reports echoed similar sentiments, calling flamethrowers the great equalizer against entrenched positions. An Italian soldier imagined facing the flames said, "I thought I could hold that bunker. I wasn't ready to burn." A German crew member confessed, "You feel powerful. Yes, but guilty too. The screams haunt you." It took decades to invent the flamethrower, and 10 seconds to ruin a perfectly good morning for dozens of men. Yet despite the destruction and moral weight, flamethrowers reshaped frontline strategy. Commanders now had to consider fire as an ever-present threat, not just bullets or artillery. Fear of fire became as potent as fear of death itself, reshaping morale and tactics alike. The flamethrower never won the war alone, but it left a mark far beyond burned earth and shattered bunkers. It changed the human experience of combat, forcing soldiers to confront an elemental terror, one that statistics alone could never capture. From the deserts of North Africa to the ridges of Sicily, the war learned a new language, one spoken in fire. And yet, amid the smoke and screams, humanity persisted, as stubborn as ever.